Introduce yourself, and you have 2 minutes. Thank you.
I'm Ross Rennie. I'm from Block Blitz, but I'm demonstrating a product from one of our manufacturers, which is called the rain can. It's not a watering can; it is a rain can. So, yeah. But as we all know, in the retail sector, the biggest problem is space. And the uniqueness of this product, it stacks inside itself. So you can stack so many high within a retail shop. I don't know if you've been in a retail shop and you've seen watering cans, or you've tried to ship watering cans. You need so much space. But what this watering can, or rain can, has a retractable handle. And instead of being a watering can, it's a rain can. When it rains, the water will come down there, so you're conserving water. So you don't actually you leave that in your garden. Simple, really, isn't it? It's made in the UK. It's recyclable materials, so it's totally recyclable. It can be broken down and grinded down so that it can go back in to the plastics chain again.
Wow.
Not really much I could say about it, is there?
I think there might be some questions, though.
I would like to ask any questions.
Andy?
Well, $1 million question, price?
Price, it'll retail about $12.99.
So what's that, 10 litre? Is that?
No, it's 7 litre.
Sorry, big bump, 7 litre.
7 litre. But I actually use it in my own garden because I've got one myself, and I'm a keen gardener myself. So I like it because any heavier, I've got a 10 litre watering can. It's just too heavy for me. And if I've got to get up any height, I can't get up to the height. So for me, being a little short man, it's useful. Any more questions?
Yeah, sorry. How the top is detachable?
Yeah, this actually clips. This clips on the top.
So how does that work in the garden centre? Then you've got a pile, and then where's the top come from?
The tops actually go along the side.
Oh, okay.
So as you stack it, you can stack it up.
And in use, you don't take the top off. You actually leave the top on, and it runs down the side.
When the public come in, obviously they take the two parts.
But in use in the garden, you leave the
you leave that
top
on the top, because that's actually the funnel that allows the rain to come down. But it has one other little trick behind it. It has a frog ladder inside, so if amphibians get inside the actual watering can or the rain can, they can climb out.
That's not very likely, is it?
Well, it's not very likely, but it's a nice one for the environmentalists. We were asked, you never found a frog in your watering can?
No. Are they Olympic frogs then?
No, they're not Olympic frogs. Amphibians are very clever creatures. But you have to obviously have a way for, if you leave that outside and it's collecting water, it becomes a pond, doesn't it?
And the handle is, you raise the handle, and then there's a kind of...
This is a retractable handle.
And then you actually pull the...
You pull the clip up.
And it clip up. When I was actually using it on the display stand, I was a bit worried about the durability of the clip, because that is absolutely key about this product actually working successfully. And I'm not sure after multiple use whether or not that actually might wear out.
Well, we've tested it to, obviously, the strengths that it need to be tested to. So we don't get that problem.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Any other questions, judges? No? Thank you. Is it the Block Blitz rain can?
Well, we actually use it within our range because Block Blitz, we are eco-friendly, as you know. We created a complete new eco-friendly range of products. All our packaging is eco now. And we're going to introduce this in red. And we're obviously going to use it within Block Blitz.
Brilliant. Okay, so the green is just a... The
green is for general gardens.
Right, okay. But
I wear two hats because I work for two companies.
Yeah.
I work for E-Tree. It was a UK manufacturer, and I also work for Block Blitz.
Okay, right.
So you will see me around the gardening for a long, long time to come.
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you.
Cheers. Right. Next, we have Westland presenting the Groshaw VisiRoot twin propagator set. Martin's going to use that mic, yes?
Hello, good morning. Right, so I'm Martin Ward. I'm from Westland Horticulture, the category manager for propagation, and we're completely revolutionising our propagation range for next season. It's a category which has been significantly overlooked for about 20 years, not a lot of innovation, so we've completely threw the rule book, but started based on the consumer insights of what are the problems with propagation. There is a big list of problems that we had to tackle, so we're, oh, my time's just starting now. I'm getting some extra time, that's good.
Don't waste it then, don't waste it.
Yes, so there's a lot of problems that consumers have with lack of water, too much watering, the plastics that get used in trays is typically high impact polystyrene, which is a very ironic name because it's not particularly high impact. So bear that in mind in terms of the issues of durability and single-use plastics, which are very high on the consumer's agenda of moving away from. So the VisiRoot propagation twin propagator set, we've changed the material that we use on the trays to be rPET. And I've had 3 Weetabix this morning, so I'm excessively strong, and I can't tear that tray as you would. So rPET is a very durable material. You can have repeated usage. The other significant benefit of the rPET is that it's recyclable at curbside. So you can actually recycle this if you did manage to break it in your curbside collection, which with high impact polystyrene, it's not consistently recycled by UK councils. So you have that lottery of can I recycle it? And again, that's really high up on the consumer's agenda of being able to buy sustainable products. They're actually made from recycled rPET as well. And with the twin propagator set, 30 seconds to seal the deal, we've got moisture bridge cells, so they're all connected so that the cells don't dry out individually. We're changing to a half-size footprint, so it's convenient for the consumer to use, convenient for the retailers to get 30 in a DQP as opposed to 18. It's got a 40% smaller footprint through transport. And it's also a great alternative to our very popular windowsill propagator because you can use 2 halves and germinate tomatoes or lettuce instead of having to germinate 24 of the same thing. Phew. And here's some I grew earlier.
If you hold that and then see if there's any questions.
Okay, any questions?
Any questions?
Yeah, just got one. Just a sort of minor thing. I use it quite a lot. I do quite a bit of growing, and the product does come across quite sharp. You know, obviously with that paper cut and quite severe cut. It's just a little thing that bugs me a little bit. You know, obviously within the retail side, we're splitting a double D6, and you know the amount of cuts we've got. It's just not, and that's a minor thing, but it's quite an important thing. You know, like that. That's quite wicked round the edge a little bit on some of it.
Yeah, it's something that we're trying to address through the manufacturing. The ones we have here are prototypes, just first off the tooling. But yeah, we're also trying to look with the packaging so that it's easy to separate in store so they don't all get stuck together. And we're delivering them as a pre-merchandised pallet so they don't get compressed with other stock when it goes out as well, because that's some of the challenge through the logistics.
Yeah. Okay. Are all the products the end? So in other words, the 6, there's no separation. There's no like a 12 into a 6, if you know what I mean. So that everything's coming as a complete unit. You understand what I'm trying to say?
So we've got the cell trays, which are a 9, a 12, or a 20 cell.
Right.
So there's 3 different sizes, similar to what is in the ranges that have gone past.
Yeah, so I just haven't got my free samples yet. That was all. I didn't know.
No, sorry. Samples are quite scarce at the moment. Yeah, it is manufactured in the UK as well. So it won't be too long before we get them to you.
Any other questions, judges? No? No? Well
Thank you
done,
very
Martin.
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Next, we have Treadstone products.
Don't forget your broad beans.
Yeah, Martin. Have some beans. Yeah, can you have the slug, please? Okay, Treadstone products are going to tell us about the pot trellis. There you go, Dean.
Thank you. I'm Dean Winters from Treadstone, and perhaps next time I'll pick a smaller product to bring and try and demonstrate to you. But obviously we know, every garden centre sells hundreds of different sizes of pots and troughs, and one thing that hasn't been around before is trellis specifically for those pots and troughs. Lots of people don't either have the skills or don't want to put trellis up on walls, etc., and want to do climbing plants in pots, perhaps away from a wall. So as you can see, this one is the pot trellis. It's curved in its shape so that it mirrors the shape of the pot. Available in 3 sizes, manufactured from tubular steel. It has a rust-proof treatment and then a textured powder coating to allow the plants to grip as it climbs up the trellis. You then, of course, have here one specifically for trough trellis. Beauty of this is it creates lovely screening, so it's really good around a patio or on a balcony to create screening. But both of them, as you can see, the feature that works really well are these stability plates on the base. So they act a bit like the keel on a boat. Once they're in the soil, they provide pressure against the plate, and the wind is trying to push against the weight of the soil, and the trellis therefore stays nice and sturdy. As the roots grow and wrap around the plates as well, you'll get more stability too. So fairly simple idea, but hopefully really good link sale for all the sorts of pots and containers that are out there. There's a merchandising unit that holds the 3 sizes, and the key retail price points. The one that you see here is $34.99. The large pot trellis there is $29.99, but the smaller items start at $19.99.
Well done.
Fitted in quite well.
Well done, Dean. Any questions on pot trellis?
Apologies if I missed it, but what is it actually made out of?
It's tubular steel. So it then has an electrophoresis coating on it, and that's followed by a textured powder coating.
I mean, not sort of trying to teach your job, but one of the big areas I find that we're missing is an obelisk to fit in a pot as well. The legs splay out and they just don't fit in a pot. So whether it's a natural progression for you, I don't know.
It certainly sounds like it. Yeah, we'll certainly have a look at that. We do obelisks.
Well, we'll send an invoice for the product development
there's
advice.
a design fee coming from there, I can see. Yeah. Any other questions at all?
No?
No? I never know whether that's a good sign or not.
Oh, I think it's usually a good sign. Yeah, good pitch.
Great.
Thank you,
very
Dean.
much.
Thank you very much. And so, the last pitch to the judges is somebody who's pitched to us before. He's back again. It's Paul from Zest, who's going to present the small space cold frame. Yeah? Come on then.
Thank you. Cheers, Trevor. Good morning. Thank you very much for inviting me back. I'm Paul from Zest, and it's good to see you again. I'll just keep this very brief. We have the product here today, which the judges can see, but unfortunately you can't see towards the back. This is part of our, again, grow your own range, Zest for Leisure. We're just over there if you want to see the displays underneath the large lime. This is our small space cold frame, made from pressure-treated FSC certified timber. This is almost a repeat of all the various points I was making yesterday, so there's obviously a theme. In terms of the production of the timber, FSC means it's from very well-managed forests, predominantly across Europe and some in the UK. This is a pine or a spruce timber, and the 2 lids, which are obviously liftable, which come with a strut supplied so you can allow airflow around the plant material, is acrylic, so safety first, obviously, in terms of the acrylic nature of that product. Obviously, glass is a thing from the past. Tongue and groove in terms of the timber, so that you can see the panelling, hopefully from where you're sat. So it gives a nice look to it. It's pressure treated, which means it doesn't need to be painted or treated. But after 6 months of it being settled into the person's garden, it can be, if they want to use a cuprinol or water-based, similar water-based preservative, it can be treated. And the other key benefit with this is we have another product within our range called the raised herb planter. So it's a sectionalized herb planter which has exactly the same size footprint as that cold frame. So that cold frame can actually be lifted and placed on top of the herb planter to create even more of a depth and to give that winter protection or cold weather protection for the plant material below. £119 or thereabouts, I think, is the recommended retail price, and available in single pack quantities.
You've done it before, haven't you? You know that 2 minutes. Thank you. Any questions for Paul?
Is it guaranteed for any period of time?
Yes, thank you very much. It's guaranteed for 10 years against rot. So timber being timber, sometimes you'll get shakes or possible splits in it, possibly a little bit of movement in some of the tongue and groove. So we cannot guarantee for that because it's a natural product, obviously. But in terms of rot, the pressure treatment process means that we can guarantee it for 10 years against rot.
Any other questions? No? Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you.